Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next season of Junior All Star and One interviews. I got with me a rising superstar in the 2026 class. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Kate.
Hi, I'm Kate Amelotte. I'm going to be a sophomore and I go to Wayzata High School.
Awesome, awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for taking your time to do this. Coming
Yeah,
off a
thank you for
pretty
having me.
busy time. AAU season just wrapping up, but before we know it, we'll have snow on the ground here in Minnesota, and high school season will be going.
Yes.
So let's. Why was having kickback when they first started? When did you first start playing basketball?
Yeah, I started playing in third grade. I was on a rec team, and I just kind of fell in love with it. And so it just kind of started from there.
What are some of your earliest memories of playing basketball as little kid, like kind of what learning the game and whatnot?
Yeah, I just remember, being in like a small gym on 9 foot hoops, just kind of learning. And like I was new to basketball. I didn't know like anything about it. Like I remember just learning how to even make a layup and stuff like that. But I just remember, just continually starting to get better, as I kind of, went through rec and then got into travel. And I remember we won our third grade state championship.
There you go.
So that was really special to me too, and that was kind of one of my favorite memories.
And so you talked about getting better and better. That led up to getting on varsity. What are some of your first memories or moments that kind of like had a welcome to varsity moment when you started playing at that level?
Yeah, our first game was against Maple Grove.
Oh, okay.
Um, so it was a really, it was definitely a start, playing against some really, really good girls. But definitely, yeah, it was awesome. It was great competition. But yeah, I was just thinking like, as I like stepped on the floor and kind of like in that big moment, it was just kind of surreal to me because I've been watching varsity my whole entire life and like just dreaming of being on the court. And then when you're finally there, it's pretty surreal. So.
Did you have a welcome to varsity moment, like a hard pick or having to defend like a senior that was going off or anything?
No, not really. No,
That's
not
good.
really.
You
I
were
don't
you were
remember it.
you were prepared. Hey,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely an adjustment. That's for sure.
And so, to people, I don't know where they've been if they haven't. If they haven't seen you play yet, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Yeah. I would just describe myself as being a very versatile player and being able to, score at all three levels. But I also like would describe myself as someone who plays really hard. Gets dives for loose balls, gets a lot of rebounds, but also a good passer and a good teammate.
I like all those. I would use the word physical. You can take some
Yeah,
contact and you still finish. I like
yeah,
that. I really like that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then let's talk about last year's high school season a little bit. We'll move up then through AAU. Wayzata had a really good year. Got a Hopkins win in the regular season. What were some of your favorite moments from last year's high school season?
Yeah. We had such a good group of seniors. It was so fun. They were all so great. They were such good leaders. But like I feel like, being a part of the culture that, Stu has created, Coach Stewart has created at Wayzata, it was just super special to me. It was one of my favorite memories. We were all, best friends on the team, but also just, playing in the late conference, like that's also really special. And as you said, playing against teams like Hopkins. So that was super special too. But just being a part of the culture was one of my favorite memories, and being with the girls.
I wanted to ask about the Lake Conference. I
Yeah,
mean, that's a massive conference. I mean, the teams really are prepared for sections and state and things like that
yeah,
because you're
yeah.
playing St. Michael, you're playing Hopkins, you're playing Minnetonka. You have all of these teams. What would you say? How do you think it helps prepare you guys for sections or state or things like that? Playing these teams, once or twice already in the regular season and kind of getting a feel for them.
Yeah, every game, we always know it's going to be a good game. We have great competition, but I feel like playing Hopkins, once in the regular season really prepares us to play them again. And we're going to see them in the sections, so it prepares us to play them in sections and stuff like that. But I think playing every team, twice in the regular season really helps us prepare for sections and state, just kind of knowing, the players and stuff like that and kind of getting a feel for their teams too. So I think that also really helps.
And I gotta ask, I've been in the stands for Wayzata versus Hopkins. I feel nervous in the stands. It's pretty intense. What's it like in that rivalry game out on the court? Like, is it nerve wracking? Is it fun? Is it intense? Kind of all of the above?
Yeah, in the Hopkins section final game, it was a sold out crowd. It was crazy. I mean, I never thought I was going to be in that moment because I've always grown up watching the rivalry
Hmm.
between Hopkins and Wayzata. But yeah, I mean, it was just tons of adrenaline. I felt like a tons of adrenaline, very nerve-wracking. But once you get playing, it's super fun. And it's just really fun to play against great competition like Hopkins.
I like it. And then, what was your thought? So you guys had wins on St. Michael Albertville, and then you see him win the state title. Does that kind of give you confidence, maybe going forward into this year? Like, hey, we beat the state champ. We were able to beat him this year. Let's try and get him this year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, St. Michael's an amazing team. So it'll be definitely, fun, to kind of, play them again and hopefully we can, get a win. But yeah, they're a great team, so it'll always be a good game when we play them.
Might be a little early, but looking forward a little bit to the high school season. I know we have the Lake Conference. Any games that you know of that you're very excited to play? Kind of ones that you're looking forward to, kind of circling on the calendar? Anything you're like, I'm getting up for those games?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're playing a couple North Dakota teams.
Oh,
So Coach Stewart's from North Dakota,
okay.
so we'll play a couple of those teams and some of the girls we've seen in the AAU season, so that'll be fun. But I mean, always the Hopkins and the St. Michael games. They're always, super fun. Definitely, one I look forward to playing.
Looking forward to next year. A decent sized senior class left. They kind of went, moved on. A good class, kind of had a lot of success. How do you see yourself kind of going into more of a leadership role, kind of on and off the court this coming season?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely lost a lot of seniors, and great, leadership on the court. But yeah, I think definitely just I'm gonna play a different role just by the seniors, we lost. And I definitely want to step into a bigger leadership role. But I mean, we have tons of upperclassmen coming in that are definitely ready to step up. But yeah, I mean, I really want to, step into a bigger leadership role and be a good example, for the upperclassmen we're gonna have because we're a young team. So.
What is your leadership style? Are you more kind of, talk it out, kind of explain, kind of able to talk to them, or is it kind of more of a do as I do, kind of lead by example type situation, or a mixture of both?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mixture of both, but I think almost like I mean I lead by example. I mean just playing hard, like simply, going for loose balls and, grabbing a tough rebound, playing physical. I think that, just, says a lot and I mean I feel like that's kind of my leadership, but I think I definitely communicate too. I definitely want to get better at it too coming into the season. So,
Fair. And now we'll talk about the AAU season. I
yeah.
will admit, you had one of my favorite AAU teams to watch. You and your teammates. That was just
Yeah.
an exciting and entertaining and energetic team. How would you
Yeah.
describe how your AAU season went for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we had a great team. I mean, they're some of my best friends, so it's always fun when you get to play with them. But I mean, the competition we played was awesome. It's always great to play competition like that, and you go to like the EYBL sessions and you see great, competition, and stuff like that. But I mean, our AU season was really exciting, and I think it showed in, our record. But I mean, we were really connected as a team. So I think that also, really shows. I mean, like just seeing us have fun on the court. We all had fun, as a team, and we had a great coach. So that always makes it more fun too. But yeah, it was a great season. I mean, yeah.
Any standout moments, any wins or certain shots or anything of that nature that kind of stand out at EYBL or anything of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, we, won a couple EYBL sessions. That was super fun. We won, a couple big tournaments, and definitely beat some teams we definitely were looking, to beat and definitely lost to a couple too. But definitely, great Minnesota competition. It's always fun to, play in those games, against, yeah, the Minnesota teams. But yeah, it was awesome. There's definitely a lot of, great, moments. But yeah, I mean, I loved it. So.
I like it. And so, looking at that, when you talked about the EYBL circuit, how would you describe the EYBL circuit to someone that maybe hasn't played on it yet or maybe going to be playing up on it? Like, how would you explain the difference in competition level from, just regular maybe tournaments in Minnesota to when you're going to the EYBL?
Yeah, I would just say it's, very, very physical. It's very intense. But there's also, great competition. But yeah, I mean, it's very physical. I mean, there's so many good teams with such great athletes. So you always have to be ready, to play. But yeah, definitely a lot of teams, great athletes. But like, I mean, we've played tons of teams in the EYBL, super scrappy, just play super, super hard. So I mean, you always have to, be ready for each game.
And we talked about, from the last end of the high school season throughout AAU. How would you say maybe you've grown as a player, either an offensive, defensive skill, or a certain skill set that's grown through from the start of AAU to now where you are now as a player that you learned?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I played a different role in AU than I played in high school. I was playing more in the post, kind of on that elbow, because that's just kind of how our offense, ran. But I think I definitely, got more comfortable playing like in the paint, and in that. I think it really was a good add to my, game because I could play, in the paint. I could post up stuff like that, but also go out. So I think that was definitely something I got, a lot better on.
I like it. And then we'll go here a little bit more broad. Who are some of the best players you've ever played against and some of the best players you've ever played with, AAU or high school?
Yeah. I mean, I played against Liv McGill. I played against Nunu, Taylor Woodson. I mean, those are all Tessa Johnson, all in the Lake Conference. Like I
Yep.
feel like tons of great girls, in the Lake Conference. But yeah, I would say those are probably the best. But I've also played with some great players too. So that's always super fun.
What would you say, we talked about the senior class that left. What was the message, or I guess what's the lessons you've learned from those senior class that have moved on that you plan on bringing through as an individual player and as a team this year?
I would just say like the culture. Like they all, they were all very like inclusive, brought everyone together in tough situations and stuff like that. So I definitely want to bring that and just a lot of energy too. They all had a lot of energy, love playing the game. So I definitely want to keep that going.
I like it. I like it. So we'll do some other, random questions here. Would you rather get the game-winning block or game-winning hitting three?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, probably I don't know. Probably the game-winning three. I feel like that's always fun. But also the game-winning block is awesome too. Great, defensive play
Both are
too. So I think it's both.
right.
Both. I think both are awesome.
Extreme highs, extreme lows. That's a perfect kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who is what is an or who is in a dream teammate that you've ever had a chance to play with AAU or high school?
Oh, I've always grown up watching Paige Beckers. So I mean, if I feel like everyone, loves her. So I feel like if I ever got the chance, I'd love to play with her. But definitely, yeah, definitely her. And I really love Mara Braun too.
Braun
So,
Mamba
I
right
mean,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, if I ever got the chance, I'd love to play with her too. But yeah, those are probably two of my
Fair.
favorites.
Two good picks for Minnesota girls basketball. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. And then, what was I gonna ask? It just went right out of my brain there for a second. When you're not playing basketball, when you need to just decompress, kind of get away from the court. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I actually play high school soccer too.
Oh goodness. Oh,
So I do that a lot. It's a good change of pace. Definitely coming out of the AU season, we have tryouts this week. So it's been, awesome. It's just a new group of girls, different teammates, but I just love to hang out with my family, hang out with my friends. We have a cabin. So
nice.
I love to go to my cabin. It's in Wisconsin, and that's always just kind of fun. Especially after a busy July.
As a dual sport athlete, why do you think it's important for athletes to play different sports to kind of get a break from one, go to the other one, and kind of give different muscles, different body the rest kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think soccer has helped me so much with just my coordination, my speed, my agility, stuff like that. It's such a great, sport and it keeps me in really good shape. So I feel like being a multi-sport athlete, not when it's not the basketball season, I'm playing soccer, so still in good shape. But I think it definitely just also helps my time management, and stuff like that. But I mean, it's really important to me because, I want to do, other things, especially, I mean, basketball is like one of my favorite things, but I mean, to do something different is always good, and it's a good break, especially after a busy AAU
Right.
season. So,
I was going to ask about AAU. When it gets that busy, I mean, even as someone, that I'm there just covering, I'm not even playing. You guys are playing 3, 4, 5 games a weekend, 2 or 3 a day type situation.
yeah.
How do you go about making sure let your body time to recover, give your mind time to rest, kind of make sure that you have that break and so it's not kind of a burnout?
Yeah, I mean, We definitely had, especially in the July, we went from, tournament to tournament to tournament. We didn't have a lot of break, but I think definitely like on the weekends, I feel like in the week, just really taking time to recover and do something else, has been really, important to me. But yeah, in July, I mean, it's hard because you go from tournament to tournament to tournament and you're always out of state. But it's fun. But yeah, it was a grind. But yeah, definitely taking time to recover. So.
So, in looking forward in your years of high school, you got a few more years left. We get to watch you and then stuff like that. What are some of your personal goals as a player and then kind of team goals, either AAU or high school?
Yeah. Well, for high school, I definitely really want to win a state championship. I mean, that would be awesome. It's always been my dream. So that'd be great. I think for AU as well. Just continuing to, play at that highest level, especially when getting to 17s. But I think definitely I just want to keep, for personal goals, I think just I want to play at the highest level. I want to, become, a better, scorer, better defender, stuff like that. And I just want to, be able to score at 3 levels, but still, be a great leader and a good teammate. So definitely just want to keep getting better. But yeah.
I like it. Do you have any NBA, WNBA, college, high school, any other players that you model your game after or that you maybe enjoy watching yourself?
I really liked watching. I watched Rachel Banham a lot when she was at Minnesota. So I really liked watching her. I watched Maya Moore when she played for the Lynx.
Very good
My dad and I
choices.
would go. Yeah, my dad and I would go to the Lynx game a lot. But I love watching Sue Bird, and stuff like that. So that's always, I love watching the WNBA. It's really, fun to watch. So
Favorite team in the WNBA? Is it the Lynx or is there another team?
probably the Lynx.
Fair.
Yeah, I like the Lynx. But yeah, definitely. I also like Sabrina.
Sabrina
So
Ionescu,
New York would
yes.
be good too. Yeah.
Like
So
it.
yeah.
So we'll do a few more here. I won't take your whole evening for the night, but we'll do a few. We'll do off the court stuff. Favorite food?
Oh, that's a hard one. I really like steak.
Oh, same.
Really like steak. Or pasta. Pasta's always good.
Oh, steak
So
with pasta.
yeah, yes, yeah,
Combined.
yeah, for sure.
A dream vacation spot
Ooh. I've always wanted to go to Italy, or
for
Greece.
pasta and
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, but definitely, yeah, that or I think like be on the ocean. I love the ocean. So like Bora Bora, like with crystal blue waters. That's always sounds super fun to me. But I don't
Favorite song right now?
know. Ooh, I mean, I love anything country right now.
Okay.
So I'm just really into country right now. But love Morgan Wallen. So,
What's our hype song to get going for before a game?
oh, that's a hard one. There's like so many. We had a really good playlist at Wyzetta.
I like it.
But I mean, I listen to, a lot, so I don't know. I can't pick one.
You don't need hype music. You're like, I'm ready to go. Let's tip the game off. Let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Fair. I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I always end with this question: when someone watches you play basketball, what is something that you hope they take away from that, or that they like think of you as a player?
Honestly, I just, want them to, see that, I'm a great teammate and a great leader. I think that's just what's most important to me. I'm a great teammate, great leader, and I play hard. That's kind of what I want them to take away from my game, because that's the most important to me when I'm playing. So,
I like it. I can say from some personally watching you, it's a joy to watch you play. It's entertaining. I couldn't take the contact you would. I would be knocked out for days. I'd be in a body cast. So it is enjoyable. I'm very excited to see what we do this high school season. I will be at Wayzata
yes,
to watch. So
yes, yes.
I said, thank you so much for taking your time to do this.
Yeah,
I
thank you
said,
for having me.
I'm so excited to see you continue to become good, continue to grow as a player. I'll be in the stands with my Skittles. So
Yes.
thank you
Sounds
so much. And you have a great
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, thank you for your time.